So the brain that does the thinking does the learning. When you make use of questions, you are actually helping the young athlete develop his thinking skills and in many ways to build resilience.
Is there a difference between teaching and coaching a young athlete?
Is there a difference between teaching and coaching? Now I'm defining teaching and coaching as being the opposite end of the spectrum. This is just my definition, and you may define teaching differently. For my definition of teaching, teaching is where you are very directive. I say, you do. It's very much teacher-oriented, whereas coaching is more of asking questions. A coach will have the belief that the athlete or the client has the wisdom to come up with his or her own solutions. So that's the difference between teaching and coaching. The related question to this is coaching better or teaching better? The answer is both are good. But if we think about the context, or rather the local context, the dominant style of instructing is through teaching. I tell you what to do, you just follow. Very few, or rather, I hardly see coaches, sports coaches, or even parents who will actually make use of questions to get their young athlete to think. So the brain that does the thinking does the learning. When you make use of questions, you are actually helping the young athlete develop his thinking skills and in many ways to build resilience. At the same time, the kind of questions matter.
How would you advise parents who want to take a more active role in their child's development in a specific sport?
How can parents best support their young athletes? And this depends also on the age of the young athlete. For example, if you're talking about kids, primary school, you want them to sample different sports, learn a little bit of aquatics, swimming, do a team sport, do maybe a sport that requires tumbling like gymnastics or judo. Along the way, as they get older, maybe in set 3 or 4, that's where, after sampling so many different kinds of sports, right, they may decide, hey, this is one sport that I want to specialize in and get really good at. If you expose your child to only one sport, this is all that he or she knows. And if they spend enough time on a sport, they will definitely develop interest. Now, at some point, they may, hey, football, hey, swimming, hey, judo. So, a lot of times when they are teenagers, right, they start to give up on the sport, and that's where a lot of parents jump. Hey, I invest so much money there, If they can restart, you let them experience different sports first, right? Then eventually there's a sense of autonomy and choice. I choose this sport. The intrinsic motivation is higher. So they'll be more driven to focus on that sport even as they get older. And that's where your chances of success is actually higher. A lot of it depends on intrinsic motivation.
It means a lot of it has to do with also letting the child feel like they have control over their choice.
Yeah. Autonomy, which is in your words, control. They need to feel like they have a choice, they have a say in this. Yeah.